Welcome to Blowing Solutions Wide Open, where we're talking about all things spiritual as well as creating new systems in the area of finance, government, healthcare, education, new environmental practices, and anything that helps the planet or helps humanity. My name is Addie, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on with our economic boycotts and blackouts right now. I made a mistake. I didn't pay attention well enough, and apparently we are in the middle of a kind of collective economic blackout of all major corporations. It started on April 18th and it's going to continue through April 20th. So my bad. I just, a lot of the social media things online are getting very kind of censored. And so John Swartz has the one that's been in charge of this whole economic blackout and boycott kind of thing movement. And I often see his posts and I haven't seen his post lately. And so I should have actually gone on and checked out his account to see what was happening next, but I didn't. And so I kind of missed it. But anyway, basically at the moment we are kind of being encouraged not to shop anything, any major corporation right now. If you need something, kind of go local. And if you don't know about this, this is a movement that was started by a guy named John Swartz. He's on the peoplesunionusa.com. And the reason he did it is because, we've been very much controlled by these major corporations and the people behind them for forever, really. And so, as our world has kind of turned into what it's turned into, I think a lot of us are at a real, we're just at a real like done point. We aren't willing to put up with what we're living in anymore. And this is, to me, the most effective thing I think we can do right now is just to take our power back, with the one thing that those controlling the planet really seem to care about, which is obviously money. And so basically by doing these blackouts and boycotts, we're showing those who kind of run everything that we know we're in control. Like we know we are the economy, and we can pull the support anytime we want. So again, we're in a blackout right now, but what John Schwartz has scheduled is on Monday, April 21st, he has a week long, so that'd be the 21st to the 28th, a week long boycott of the company General Mills scheduled. And I tried to research General Mills. I couldn't find as much information as I would have preferred. Our search engines are horrible anymore, so that could be why there could be a lot of info being suppressed on it. But I'll read you what I could find out. It looks like they either own or are associated with Cheerios, Trix, Lucky Charms, Count Chocula, the brand Annie's, Nature Valley. It says Haagen-Dazs, but I thought I saw that on Nestle, so I'm not clear on that. Maybe one sold to the other. I'm not really sure. Anyway, they've got Old El Paso, Blue Buffalo, which is a real bummer. That's supposed to be a good dog food. Gold Medal Flour, which is actually where they originated. They first started in the 1800s by producing flour and selling flour. Betty Crocker, Bisquick, Pillsbury, and I think they own Green Giant and Progresso Soup right now. Not sure on that. But as I was looking, online about this company, they have been involved with many, many things. At one point, they were in the toy industry. They were in fact, those easy bake ovens, they were the ones who actually originally produced those and sold those. They were in the clothing industry. They even were in like the mechanics industry. And I think that they at one point were helping the Navy or working and producing something for the Navy. At one point, they owned Red Lobster and Olive Garden. So they have done many things. They've bought and sold many, different companies and products. I went in there and I checked kind of like their reputation, and I couldn't find a lot. What I did find was that there was a lawsuit. I don't know where that case is at right now, but it was about 8 different employees in Georgia. They were of color, and their claim was that that, the company was just very racist. I don't know. That's just what I read about. There is another lawsuit claiming that Cheerios holds dangerous levels of the pesticide chloramesquat chlorine. Another thing I will say is that I saw a post from a lady recently, and it was just kind of a random person, and she said that her daughter tested really high for lead. And so she went home, she bought herself a lead tester, and she started testing a lot of things around the house. And when she tested Cheerios, she said they lit up really dark pink, which was a sign of high levels of lead. So there's obviously some questions about Cheerios. That's all I could find. I'm not entirely sure why this company is on this list, but I can only guess that it's like, one of the biggest money-making companies in the world. I do think I might have seen something like some kind of protest outside of General Mills at one point this year, around, people really protesting what's in their foods. I'm guessing General Mills is not known for very healthy ingredients. My guess is that there's quite a few pesticides in their products. I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't find as much information as I wanted, but anyhow, I don't really care what it is because General Mills is loaded. They can certainly stand for us to do a week-long boycott of their products. Yeah, that's basically how I feel about it. John Swartz, the organizer of all this, has stuff lined up through the 4th of July. And then he said that at that point, he'll reassess and, kind of see how these companies are acting, see if they're changing their ways at all. And if they're not, we just continue with what we're doing right now. And my guess is they won't be changing their ways by then. We know that the greed on this planet is very stubborn, it's very arrogant, and they don't necessarily change their ways until they're kind of brought to their knees. And so I suspect we're going to have to continue if we want to see big changes. But I can't think of a better way than this at this point because, we can fight and yell and scream all we want, but ultimately, change is made through pulling your attention away from things that you don't like and building something better. That's how we really ultimately change things on this planet. Those who have really gotten ahead economically and really kind of taken the energy of the planet and used it for themselves, they know this. They know that our beliefs create our realities, and they know that all they need to do is keep our attention and keep us engaged in whatever they want us engaged in. And that's how they keep their agendas going. So the more we walk away, the more we take power back and turn our attention in a new direction and create something new, the more we're able to manifest changes. And that's just how it works. It's how the whole thing works. I know it's easier said than done, but I think this is our best shot at this point in time. So I hope you participate. Again, I'll leave the website, thepeoplesunionusa.com, in the description of this video. And I think it's this is pretty easy stuff. I may not even like shop for the whole week because then I know I'm not buying anything General Mills, since it's not always clear what they exactly own and what they have their hands in. But anyhow, let me know if you have questions. Also, if you'd like to come on here and talk spirituality or creating new systems on the planet, I'd love to hear about it. Email me at blowingsolutionswideopen@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video. Take care.